a change in structure, a massively dense and intricate world. Every single moment of playing is like looking into a piece of art. Truthfully, nowadays, I feel like this game has an almost mystic-like reputation. It's something that I haven't really seen with many other games. And I think this is because Breath of the Wild is made by a team that actually gives a fuck about gaming. You're dropped into a ruthless and beaten down world with a lot of problems, with the entire point being, beat Ganon. Yet most of the game is spent roaming, climbing, and fighting around beautiful and colorful environments, searching for tree shits, shrines, and places to discover. No place is left empty, and curiosity is actively encouraged and rewarded. And at any moment's notice, elves. A lot of the items and places in Breath of the Wild really feel like walking through memory lane. The crumbling Arbiter's Ground, Long Long Ranch from Ocarina of Time. But now you can go up, down, all around these places that perplexed me as a kid. You wore these links so you remember the pain, the hardship, and the good times from these places. These and other areas did so well in drawing me in and becoming involved like Gerudo Town. There's this sad lady that just sits with a guardian statue so I won't be alone. Then there's this drunk lady who died on this shrine. Oh yeah, everybody lady here. While other areas just weren't as good. Laurelin is one of the most disappointing for me. It's a humble beachside fishing town with a relaxing aesthetic that makes me just want to spend all day relaxing. Not much to do, along with almost nothing to bring you back, makes it one of the more forgettable places in the game. While the story isn't really anything to praise, there are interesting things to dig through. I just like how the story is presented, being scattered throughout the game and fully skippable. There's the calm before the storm. Zelda's hesitation along with her disappointment with Link. Just like the older Zeldas, it's the environmental storytelling and the questions that you are left with at the end of these games, with only breadcrumbs of the answers throughout, up to the person's interpretation that really pulls you in. They lead to this bottomless well of theories. Every past Zelda game plays a part in this game, and it makes you question everything. The combat system in this game is everything I've wanted since playing Ocarina of Time. Now expanded with so many ways to approach enemies. You can manipulate the environment, shoot them, or just fight the old-fashioned way. In the beginning, I had some of the most intense, drawn-out battles, and this was honestly some of the most fun I've had with the game. Though, my complaints have to do with balance. Spears are throwaways. Flurry is the most overpowered thing, with parry just completely forgotten about. But most of all, if you learn how to fight every enemy a few hours into the game, which there really aren't many, then it's no different at hour 150. Though the game really does have its moments, and genuinely, the Master Trials broke me. But besides that, I love that a lot of the enemies have a way of blending in and surprising you, or vice versa. I just hope that enemies in Tears of the Kingdom get better as you do, because there's a lot of potential here. The problems I had initially, climbing during the rain, weapons constantly breaking, death, lessened over time, especially weapon breaking. At first, I completely agreed with the notion that weapons break too fast, though I was surprised upon completing the Master Trials that I was overwhelmed with weapons because the Master Sword lasted forever with a relatively low cooldown. A good number of the shrines are just test of strengths or blessing shrines, leaving a lot to be desired. Side quests have shitty rewards, and worst of all, Nintendo doesn't speak broke. Quality of life features like the Korok Mask, Master Trials, and the Champions Ballads are behind paywalls. A lot of games do that nowadays, so you know, fair game. But some of the coolest content in the game are bound to amiibo that I and many won't be able to experience. It's a shame that Nintendo would lock such iconic items and interactables with these little shits. The music is more of a point of contention, but it always seems to come in at the right time. A lot of the music feels like putting on a warm blanket. Some feel like a representation of the area and the state they're in. There's moments of transition between night and day that are just magical to experience. My only complaint is that I feel like some areas weren't done justice. The Dragon Spring, the shrines, a lot of the ruins. While the music isn't the problem, it's that it's repeated so much. I feel like there should have been a radio for the motorcycle or just something, as it's the best transportation late game. Oh, so could you turn this motherfucker down, cause it's just kinda louder than everything. Aside from that, a lot of the music in this game floored me. I really came to love Cass and all the music this motherfucker was blasting. The adorable birds that sing in Rito Village always make me want to stick around. It was hard to leave any area with the nice theme because I always wanted to vibe. So in conclusion, this is one of the most unique games in the Zelda franchise. I'm still learning things about this game to this day. A lot was handled well for this first time around. I absolutely had a great time playing it regardless of what I was up to. And with how successful Breath of the Wild has been for Nintendo and how much hype there is for Tears of the Kingdom, I wouldn't be surprised with the trilogy, although there is a lot of fine tuning that needs to be done. I just hope that the development team has had all the time that they needed. I'm excited to see where Tears of the Kingdom is headed and the franchise as a whole. The last thing I want to say is, let us pet all the animals. Yes, all. Stop letting us cook frogs. Let me drop items when I grab a new one and my bag is full. Also, I hope I see this motherfucker again. Thank you for all the kind words on my last video. Honestly, I'm speechless. I thank anyone who joined me through the stream journey on Master Mode. You can join me for future streams at twitch.tv AnActualFrog1, where I will be playing Tears of the Kingdom. A review for that game is next, naturally, along with a few surprises. Don't forget to like, comment, sub, and ring that motherfucking bell.